Hello to my Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Welcome to Crystal Clarity. We're going to be going over the new moon in Capricorn, kind of what you can expect over the next couple weeks as far as what you'll be manifesting and what your intentions are, and then also briefly going over just a little bit about what you may have released during the full moon in Cancer. So to get started, I am getting a feeling that you're working pretty hard towards something right now, maybe developing your skills or, doing a lot of busy work to kind of get ahead, that sort of thing. This could, be related to a connection, or it could be related to work, or a lot of different things, but I do sense that there's some sort of hesitation here, or just, kind of lack of true movement. And I feel like it's because you are, for whatever reason, like you're protecting yourself from something. Like, I don't know if it's like you don't think that you can get what it is that you want, or maybe you're just not fully sure what it's going to look like to get what you want. But either way, I feel like there's just kind of like a lack of focus, or just maybe like your energy is a little bit scattered right now when it comes to whatever it is that you've been trying to make progress in. And I feel like it's because you're protecting yourself from something. You're protecting your security, your comfort level, something that you don't want to, you're afraid to kind of give up if that's what's going to end up happening. So let's see what you have released. What has Aries released during the full moon? So we've got the Queen of Swords in the reverse, the Nine of Wands in the reverse, and the Five of Wands. So I think what you were working on, or what you've been trying to release or let go of with this full moon in Cancer, is whatever it is that you are involved in right now. There's a lot of maybe misunderstandings, a lot of fighting, a lot of ego-driven behavior, perhaps some jealousy going on, competitiveness even. You could be dealing with an air sign, since we do have the Queen of Swords here. But I do feel like you might have come to some sort of conclusion, or after a period of really trying to focus on some sort of inner truth that needed to come out, you may have recognized how much you've been having to put up with this fighting, like this combative behavior. You're feeling kind of worn out, you're feeling kind of exhausted in your energy, having to kind of like lick your wounds and get back out there again. And I feel like that's what's causing you to kind of lack motivation, or lack, true movement going forward. Is I feel like you're just not sure that things can move forward, or it feels like you're just like, I have been dealing with so much fighting, or so much like competitive, jealous, ego-driven behavior, that you're just kind of like, I need to like protect my comfort level, and I need to protect myself. That might have been where that energy I was getting was coming from in the beginning. Is you're just like, I maybe had some sort of ambition, or something that I've been really wanting to get off the ground. Because you also have the Ace of Wands here at the bottom of the deck. So it's like, I feel like there was something that you maybe have wanted to take action on, or something that like, some sort of desire of yours that you really wanted to see move forward, but at this time I don't see you really going forward. And it's because I feel like you're feeling just a little bit worn out. You're feeling just like exhausted, and just kind of like you're having to constantly come up against some sort of opposition anytime that you try to instigate things or move things forward. And so that's what you really were examining, and trying to let go of, trying to release, trying to figure out how to move away from this situation when the full moon was occurring. So where is Aries now? What is your current energy? So we had the Eight of Swords come out, Six of Cups in the reverse, and the Seven of Wands in the reverse. So where you are currently, this is something I feel like that you've been thinking about for quite a while with this Eight of Swords here. You're definitely feeling a little bit stuck, like physically and mentally. Like you're just like, I don't see how to move forward. And I do feel like there is a degree of, with this Six of Cups here in the reverse, you might be living a little bit in the past, or at least kind of letting your past guide you currently. And that may be part of the issue, I'm not sure. But whenever the Six of Cups comes in the reverse, it's a lot of nostalgic energy. It's a lot of, like, maybe things didn't used to be like this in whatever situation this is. And you're really kind of longing for the past, or longing for things to be how they once were. This could even be a situation with somebody who has been in your life long term. That could be a connection from childhood. It could also be somebody from a past life that you're dealing with. But, not only are you feeling very just like mentally stuck and not able to move forward, but with the Seven of Wands, like this is a very like defensive, protective kind of energy. And like I was saying in the beginning, like I do feel like what your lack of movement is out of protecting yourself. And that may be why you're kind of struggling to see a way out, is that you're just like constantly having to defend yourself from somebody, from some sort of situation. Maybe you're constantly just like, and coming up against this opposition, you're finding yourself being put in a position over and over and over again of having to kind of just like protect yourself and protect your boundaries. And it's causing you to just have a hard time seeing anything beyond that. We also have the Two of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So it feels like, again, like you're having a hard time looking into your future. You're having a hard time planning ahead. You might be kind of lacking some sort of forward, future focused energy. And that's what this new moon in Capricorn is all about. This is about making long-term goals. It's about looking in the future, far, far ahead, and, really thinking about what it is that you want for yourself, even 5 years in the future. And that may be part of what's missing here, is like, there's no planning going on currently. There's just a lot of mental stress and a lot of physical toll going on as well, is what I see. So what is starting to emerge for Aries, please? Yeah. So we've got the Hanged Man with the World in the reverse. So what's starting to emerge is, I do feel like you are recognizing that something here didn't quite go to plan. Something didn't play out right. I definitely feel with the World in the reverse that there was some sort of like lack of completion or lack of, you know, fulfillment at the end of the road. And with this hangman, what's starting to emerge is that you're recognizing you need to like put everything else on hold so that you can really think about the situation and try to get some sort of higher meaning as to like why things didn't go the way that you had hoped for. You might be thinking a lot about what you've been sacrificing. You know, definitely it feels like physically you've been going through a lot. And yeah, you might just be really thinking a lot about everything that you've sacrificed to get to this point, whether or not like weighing, you know, whether that was worth it or not. And in spending some time just like really being in like a waiting period between like what's gone down and what could happen next, but just kind of like taking that time, taking that pause to really try to just reflect and really try to reassess and try to get some sort of like higher meaning out of the situation, try to have some sort of you know, moment come in where everything starts to make sense. And we do have Justice at the bottom of the deck as well. So if you've been wanting things to kind of come back into balance, to be fair, you know, to get some sort of justice restored in a situation, I definitely feel like that's going to come for you at some point. So yeah, I do feel like, you know, spending some time really just trying to think about this, contemplate the situation, let yourself put things on pause so that you can have this moment to move forward. So what is it that you hope to grow? What are your intentions? Yeah, so we've got the Seven of Cups, the Six of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Three of Wands. So I do feel like you want to make a decision towards your future, and you want that decision to be in alignment with that balance that I was talking about. The Six of Pentacles in the reverse, this is an indication that like you may be giving a lot and not receiving a whole lot in return. This Six of Cups, this is somebody who, or I'm sorry, Six of Pentacles, this is somebody who is very generous, you know, has no problem sharing with others as far as their resources, their time, their, you know, the money, whatever it is. And I feel like moving forward, like you do want to make some sort of decision in alignment with your future where you can have that generous spirit that you have, but that you're not just, you know, giving and not receiving any sort of good karma back in return or like good energy back in return. And this is all with the thought in mind of like some sort of new beginning, because we do have this Ace of Pentacles here. So I feel like this is all something that is related to your intention of wanting some sort of new beginning, new start within work, within a project of yours, within your home life, within your financial life, how it is that you make money. I definitely feel like you are just kind of looking at your options around you and kind of looking at the different paths that you might be able to take, and you want to move forward with a lot of planning and structure and all the good energy from this new moon in Capricorn, like being very organized and making a plan, setting things in motion, making a to-do list, whatever it is, so that you can move towards something new. So how can you bring your goals and your intentions into fruition? All right, so we've got the Knight of Swords with the Page of Pentacles in reverse. So I definitely feel like what's going to really help you is really taking in this new moon in Capricorn energy and doing whatever sort of ritual or practice that it is that really helps you in order to kind of rein in some of this ambitious energy. Like Aries is a very ambitious sign. It is somebody who, you know, has a lot of energy, a lot of motivation, a lot of things that they want to accomplish. And with this Knight of Swords energy, this is like being very ambitious and going after what it is that you truly want for yourself. So I feel like what's really going to help you is, yeah, like reining in some of that energy, being sure that you've got like not only the motivation driving you, but the grounded, practical, sensible side of things as well, where you've got a list, you've got a plan, you've got all the resources around you that you need. You have things in check before you just take action towards something. All right, and so what are the outside resources available to you as you try to manifest these goals? All right, so we've got the Empress in the reverse, the Fool, and the Knight of Cups. So quite frankly, I feel like what's really going to help you is honestly taking some sort of risk, taking some sort of whatever it is that you really want to move towards and going ahead and taking that risk, because you know at the end of the day, even though there may be consequences, even though, you know, there's a lot of uncertainties around it, I do feel like it's going to all be worth it to you to kind of shake things up for yourself, because it's something that's very close to your heart. Whatever it is that you decide to go after is going to be something that really speaks to you, I feel. And with this Knight of Cups too, like, you know, this is somebody who is a little bit of a dreamer, and they are a little bit romantic when it comes to, you know, what it is that they want. And I feel like it's okay to have a degree of that here. Like, you're being told that it's okay to be a little bit lofty, to be a little bit like, you know what, I have this dream and I'm going to go after it regardless of the uncertainty and the unknown factor that might be involved there. And we have the Sun here. So I feel like not only, you know, is this going to be exciting for you and going to be, you know, full of adventure and possibilities, but I also feel like you're going to get like a lot of joy and happiness and vitality out of getting yourself out of this situation and starting something new. Like, regardless of whether or not like you get to the end of the road, you know, it's going to just completely shake things up for you as far as your happiness goes, to at least try to put yourself out there. I definitely feel like what's going to help you as well is really relying on your creative power, and just not being afraid to be a little bit idealistic when it comes to what it is that you would like to see with this new beginning. So, what are the messages for Aries? What is the advice? All right. right, so we've got forgiveness heals. Time to release repressed anger as it's blocking your health and happiness. So, you know, there might be a lot of anger that you're holding on to just because there's just a lot of fiery energy in your orbit right now anyway. Just, you know, whatever it is that's going on, there's a lot of competition, like I said, a lot of fighting, a lot of like people trying to get noticed and doing it in however means possible. So whether that's coming from ego or, you know, stepping on other people's toes, whatever it is. And like I said, like you felt very like defensive and very protective over yourself and very like exhausted by how much you've had to fight to even get to where you are now. So, you know, if there's any anger that you're holding on to, any, you know, resentment, anything at all where you're just kind of feeling like, yeah, like that you were like burned or slighted or just like not being appreciated where you are now, there is a need for you to forgive here, because you know this is kind of the key to really moving forward and being successful moving on, because you don't want to be holding on to anything in your heart, you know, as you try to move forward with a new beginning. And, you know, again, like I do feel like there's good things coming for you with this new beginning, but, you know, you just want to make sure that you're not blocking your ability to really enjoy them, that you're blocking your ability to be happy and to be fulfilled and to really fully kind of let this situation go. We also have prosperity at the bottom of the deck. There's a positive shift in your flow of divine support. So yeah, prosperity is around the corner, you know, like don't give up. Don't lose sight of what it is that you want, even though where you are right now may feel so draining and have you feeling quite stuck. What else for Aries, please? Yeah. Yeah, so we've got jump in, Andromedan energy, adventure, say yes to change. This is that full energy, right? This is just going for it, having a sense of adventure, and whether or not you fully know how things are going to play out, it's just in taking that risk and taking that like sense of adventure and just running with it. I feel like it doesn't even matter if you fully get to where you wanted at the end. It's still going to bring you so much joy and so much happiness and just shake up everything that you have going on currently that has you feeling so defeated and stuck and exhausted. It's just really going to kind of like bring in that fresh energy that you've been looking for. We also have the 7 star sisters, birthing creations, tapestry of life, expression. So that's kind of that Empress energy that I was talking about, where like I do feel like you have a lot of creative potential to really go after anything that it is that you want, and not being afraid to express yourself creatively and express yourself in a way that may seem not tangible or like not available to you currently. Like just go after whatever it is. You have the ability to create your own life, your own destiny, whatever it is that you want, you know, if you really want it. What else for Aries, please? We've got self-love coming out. So definitely, you know, what you're going through is very tough, right? Mentally, emotionally, physically. And I do feel like there's a need for you to bring some of that loving, nurturing energy in for yourself. Just keep going with that, that full moon in Cancer of just being very nurturing to yourself, being very loving, giving yourself space to feel. Especially because like there probably is a degree of just like wanting to give up a little bit, or feeling just like you have tried so hard to you know, continue as the way that things are, and you don't, if you're feeling any sort of like energy that you have like given up, or if you failed, or you know, things have just been like really hard, you know, there's a need for you to not be so hard on yourself about it. And make sure that you're giving yourself all the room and space in the world for loving energy, so that when you move forward, you're in a good spot, right? To go ahead and feel like you can go after whatever it is that you're looking for. We also have potential. And what have I been saying? Like, I feel like there is a lot of potential around you. As far as this Fool energy, like I do feel like, you know, we've got multiple messages here kind of talking about that potential and how you just need to go for it. So what else for Aries, please? All right, so we've got comfort coming out. And you know, in the beginning, I really was kind of getting this feeling before we even started that you have got a lot of like angels around you, I feel, or a lot of like divine support coming in. And part of this card, I mean, definitely speaking on this idea of self-love, being very comforting to yourself, doing things that make you feel very comfortable, being around people that know how to comfort you very well. But I also feel like there's a degree of this card that's just like, you're not alone in this. Like, you are in somebody's hands here, whether, you know, whatever resonates with you. But I do feel like there's a lot of like perhaps guardian angels around you, divine support, most definitely, like around you, trying to give you some of that love and give you some of that protection moving forward. So there's a lot of comfort in the fact that you're not completely alone in this. You are receiving a lot of support, and just recognizing that like you've got positive divine energy flowing in your direction, flowing around you. All right, last card for Aries, please. All right, so we've got the end of a tough cycle approaches, full moon in Capricorn. So I would say probably around the time of the full moon in Capricorn, which is in July, I want to say, you will most definitely have been moved on from this situation, if not sooner than then. But definitely, like, you know, we know you're going through it right now, and this is been a hard, arduous, difficult cycle that you've been in. And I do feel like you have new beginnings just around your corner. You have a lot of potential, as we've been talking about, a lot of skills and creative abilities that maybe aren't getting fully utilized, or at least with where you are now, you're too exhausted to really fully utilize them. But things are going to close out for you here very soon. We also have You Are Good Enough, full moon in Virgo at the bottom. And like, yeah, like if you've been feeling like you aren't deserving of a new fresh start, if you aren't deserving of whatever it is that you would like to see get off the ground, There's a need for you to recognize your worth here and recognize that you are deserving and that it is worth it to go after something that's important to you, because, you know, at the end of the day, who is this all for, you know? But not ourselves, and to nourish ourselves. So yeah, especially if this has, the situation above has really kind of made you question yourself, question your self-worth, your value, what you're worthy of, what you're deserving of. Definitely moving forward, there's a need for you to recognize that you are worth it, and whatever it is that you want moving forward is worth the shot, right? So that was it. That was the reading. Thank you so much for being here as always. If this resonated to you in any way, please like, comment, subscribe. Please let me know in some way. And otherwise, we'll see you in a couple of weeks for the full moon reading. Thanks, guys.